I've been watching the new Chinese barges with great attention. They're quite fascinating, and typically they're not really covered in the mainstream media. But there seem to be three classes of barges, which are long, narrow boats with a flat bed that allows, let's call them vehicles, to drive along them. And suspended at the front is a very large, long ramp that can be swung down when it reaches the shore. And they have an open back, so very conveniently, another boat can offload onto that barge and drive a vehicle along it and down the ramp. The boats don't shake too much because they're on jack-ups. So they have either four or six large pillars which are sunk down to reach the bed, and the boat is hydraulically lifted out of the water. So effectively a moving bridge. It's like a pontoon, but it allows you to get onto a shore when it's inaccessible. So say you have a rather rocky, short, steep bridge. There isn't anywhere to bring a landing craft in, or a boat or a ferry. Wouldn't it be convenient to have a barge that can be driven up towards the shore, stop just short, jack out of the water, drop a ramp, and then you can put two or three of them in a row so you can produce a bridge. The problem is, it reminds me of Mulberry Harbours. When the Allies invaded Europe to free it from Nazi tyranny, one of the things we realised was we needed a harbour. But the problem was, harbours like Calais, Dieppe, Dunkirk were incredibly well defended. And there was going to be a terrible loss if we tried to attack and seize the port. The Dieppe raid had already showed us the challenges in sending commandos against a beachhead like this and seizing a port. So we built thousands of invasion barges, actually landing craft. Most major militaries today have hovercraft and amphibious vehicles. But if you want to transport really large numbers of vehicles, you've got to have a harbour. And you've got to be sure to have it. You can't go invading and when you reach the shore finding, oh, we didn't get the harbour, so we've got 10,000 tanks sitting on boats that can't get to shore. So you bring your own harbour with you. But the concerning thing is there seem to be hundreds of these barges, and put that in conjunction with the fact that China's ferries by law have to be specified in such a way that they can carry tanks in a way that European ferries can't. It starts to smell like the only way to interpret this is the first and one of the last visible signs of an invasion fleet. So either this is posturing or there is a planned invasion for the next year or two. And I think the mainstream media should be talking about this a lot more than they are. If this had half the coverage that the Ukraine peacekeeping suggestions have, then maybe we'd be ready for World War III.